This is Bob Barbas, just doing God's work.
Dante, get out of there! You're in danger!
Missed.
Hello, this is Rob from CVG, and I am with Tamoor. Tamoor has been reviewing DmC, Devil May Cry, the latest game from Ninja Theory.
I have. I've played it through to completion once, and I am close to completing it for a second time. I think I'm going to go for a third and fourth as well.
Oh, right, okay, well, let's get to the main question straight away. Is this the Devil May Cry game that fans deserve, Tamoor?
I absolutely believe it is. I think as a huge Devil May Cry fan, I can safely say it is my favourite game in the series. I mean, at least since Devil May Cry 3 is undoubtedly top of the pile.
There was obviously loads of controversy about Dante when he was first introduced because he had
A different hairstyle.
Which of
upsets
course is a major controversial topic. Now, how does do you actually like Dante when you're playing this game? I think that's quite important, isn't it?
Yeah, it is important to like the character that you're controlling. And in DmC, I think Dante is a great character. In fact, I think he is one of the best visions of that original character since the original game. I mean, obviously he looks different. Yes, his hair is a different color, and he's got a different jacket and all that. But that's not important. What's really important is that he stays true to the original concept of the character. You know, he was designed as this kind of, take no crap, does what he wants when he wants. He's all action and no words character. And over the course of the series, he kind of devolved into this Japanese pantomime character where he's kind of he turned into a joke by the fourth game, where he's dancing with a rose in his mouth. Couldn't take him seriously. I didn't like him by that point.
Right, I see.
But now he's he's much more true to what Capcom designed him to be. He's this rebel. He's brash. He's cocky. He's confident. He tells it like it is. He says the things that comes to his head, and he's just a really cool character again.
Now, obviously, this game is published by Capcom, and it has Capcom producers written all over it. But obviously, it's developed at the UK indie studio Ninja Theory. Now, they've obviously made a lot of games with a lot of visual splendor, games like Enslaved, and Cinematic Flair. But they often can be quite repetitive. How does this stack up against other Ninja Theory games?
Personally, I think it's probably the best Ninja Theory game out.
Wow.
It's definitely the best game they've produced as a studio, in my opinion. I really love the original, two games, Heavenly Sword and Enslaved. But as a complete package, Devil May Cry is really strong. In terms of visually, it is incredibly diverse. No two missions look the same. There's a overarching visual style, but within that, each of the levels are designed to be so different from each other, and they're so unique. It is amazing and really, really fun to go through and play through these incredibly diverse levels. You start off on this kind of gothic throwback to the original games. And then you're in like a pier, which is incredibly well lit. Then you go to a club, and then you're back in like a demon world. It just bounces around these different types of aesthetics and themes. And it's really enjoyable.
What about the actual gameplay as well? Is that diverse?
In some respects, I don't think it really needs to be diverse, because I mean, at its core, it is a hack and slash action game, and within that framework, it's given diversity by its different weapons. You've got 4 different types of melee weapons, and you've got a number of firearms. You've got your devil trigger moves, and each of those have a massive array of abilities which you can chain together and mix and create these incredible combos that, depending on if you're good enough, you could make them last for minutes at a time. But at the same time, it's also very approachable, so new players can just grab the controller, pick a weapon they like, and kind of chop away at it. And supplementing the action gameplay is this traversal kind of game, where it's kind of you pull yourself and pull yourself towards platforms and pull platforms towards you and bounce around each environment.
Sure.
It's really cool. So yeah, I think it's definitely diverse in terms of gameplay.
Well, I mean, it's been a while since Devil May Cry 4 was released, and I just want to know finally, there's been lots of great games since Devil May Cry 4. There's been the Bayonettas and even the Batman Arkham series.
Yeah.
And I wanted to know, ultimately, where does DmC Devil May Cry stack up against those games?
I think it stacks up really well. It's definitely one of my favorites in the genre. In terms of gameplay alone, it provides the depth that hardcore veterans of the genre want from the game. They want to be able to explore the mechanics and systems and try and break them and figure them out and chain them together and that kind of thing. And it provides ample opportunity to do that. And at the same time, as a complete package, it's excellent. It's got a great story, a retelling of the original story around Devil May Cry, and it looks really nice. I think it's definitely one of my favorites in the genre.